a new African in the world. That new African is ready to fight his own battle and show that after all, the black man is capable of managing the whole affairs. And my last warning to you is that you all should stand firm behind us so that we can prove to the world that when the African is given a chance, he can show to the world that he's somebody.
A new order is coming into being and an old order is passing away. It seems to me that this is fit testimony to the fact that eventually the forces of justice triumph in the universe, and somehow the universe itself is on the side of freedom and justice.
Cho cho cho, cho 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 cho. Plenty money there for Africa. Cho cho cho. Plenty money there for Africa. Cho cho cho. Plenty money there for Africa. Cho cho cho. Money there for Africa. Cho cho cho. Longitude 0, latitude 0. Speaking from the center of the world, Ghana. Welcome to my beautiful platform. Coming to share some stories with you again. There is a story of critical minerals around the world that is needed for the daily consumption of all of us. But the resource center is in Africa. This is where everything comes from. But Africa is suffering bad from mineral wars just because of the resources that nature or the Creator has given us. So Africa has been cursed in disguise. There has been mineral war in Sierra Leone and Liberia. Innocent kids' hands have been chopped off, but they've never seen diamond before. There is a kid born in a valley in Congo where cobalt is being mined. That kid has never seen the cobalt with his eyes before. There is a kid born in Ghana, in Ashanti region. He's been through school all up to the university. He's a big graduate. He came from a town typically where gold is being mined, but he's never seen gold before. My story comes to you very simple today. The new African, please, let's change the narrative. Let's change the paradigm. Many of our people think that we have been cursed just because nature has given us so much and we don't know what to do with it. The scramble for the African minerals has become a major issue for the continent, and the continent don't know how to deal with it. Leadership, whether they know it or not, I can't understand how they think. But in the past 7-8 years now in Ghana, the popular story goes around with a jargon called galamsey. That means illegal mining. I am very sure that somewhere in Congo, there is a name for it too, of people they call illegal miners. And I'm very sure in Angola, there is a place or a name that has been given to illegal miners as well. Now, let's flip everything and ask ourselves, why is it that our resources have turned into a curse for us? If our people have become illegal miners, then who are the legal miners? It's just a question for us to just, think about a little bit. How do we become illegal and how did some people become legal? What is the transition stage? How do you move from illegality to be legal? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. Then come back to the question that we want to find or we want to fight the illegality because we want some sanity to prevail in our system and we want to make sure that our environment is clean as we want it, because mining has a lot of effects on the environment. But I want to also understand whether the the legal mining doesn't have any effect on the environment? Does the legal mining have any effect on the environment? Is it only the illegal mining that has effect on the environment, negative effect on the environment? I want to understand that. So when you go onto the comment section, please, write something over there. I want to understand who is legal and who is not detrimental to the environment, and who is illegal and not detrimental to the environment. Now, let's go back to the drawing board again. The illegality. Who are the people are working in that sort of sector who are illegal? Is it majority of the people living in that township, or is it the youth involved in it? I want to understand the demography of the people. Now, if we are talking about job creation, and we have become the world resource center for minerals, why are we so not thinking to create jobs with our minerals? Rather, we have become the center of war for the minerals. I know it's more complicated than what I am putting out here, but we don't want the complications anymore. We want some level of simplicity. That level of simplicity can only be done by the new African that comes with a new game, that believes in Africa and believes that we can create jobs out of our minerals and provide a proper system and fundamental laws to protect the environment. Africa is not the only place that minerals are being found, and it's not the only place that they do mining. Mining started way long time, about 100 to 200 years now. So if you go to Australia, these guys have been mining since, 17th centuries till now. But they have fundamental laws to protect the land and to protect the rivers. But they've made sure too that their mining has absorbed a certain greater part of number of people into their workforce. Therefore, these guys don't sit around and not do anything and complain that they don't have jobs. Because no matter what you do, if a mineral is being found in a certain area in Africa, yes, the people over there will go for it because they want work. Typically, everywhere there is mineral, there is farming. So usually, the main occupation of the place would have been farming. But how is farming lucrative on the continent? Tell me about it. A lot of farmers don't have money. They spend so much time on their land and they have no dime in their bank accounts. So the reality is, once there is mineral on the land, they will shift the story from farming and go into minerals and start mining. But if that is the new thing that they will do, why can't we just make some new laws that will integrate these guys into the system nicely, give them the permit to mine, and control them the way you want? But rather, it feels like we want to give mining to certain companies to mine, or certain group of people to mine, so they have the control. But let nobody deceive you. The gap of the digital age and the analog age is showing up. Many people below the age of 50 years now are born in the digital age, and our youth are so aware. Social media presence alone is giving them what is taking place on the other side of the world. So they know that those minerals can be turned into magic where they can be employed. Youth are always talking about job creation, and we are talking about crashing a system where they work. But we haven't come up with a solution where it will absorb the workforce. But rather, we are coming up with a solution where it creates unemployment. So the same problem again. I said earlier on that something is called critical minerals. Critical minerals is a mineral for mobile phone, minerals to manufacture aeroplane, minerals to charge computers. Those are the daily life of what we consume, in the modern world now. And these minerals are being found in Africa. But let me ask you a question. Wherever you are, in any country you are, in Africa here, how many factories exist in your village where minerals are being taken and there is a factory base that processes that mineral into the fine stage to be exported to the other world? Tell me about it. That is why I said there is a kid born in Ashanti region, born in a gold mining town. He has grown up to have his first degree, but he's never seen gold before. Many children's hands have been cut in Sierra Leone because of war. But the very children's hands that has been cut have never seen diamond before. There are no factories in those villages that refine diamond to the finest stage where it can be used by the people. No. There are no factories over there to absorb the people to work. And when the people find a way around the back door to go and work, they are still being defined as illegal miners. And when they try to get into the system to be legal, there's so much bureaucracy that blocks them. So therefore they can't get into it. So what do you want the people to do? What do you want the people to do? What do you want the people to do? This is the story of the continent. We have everything. You see, they say, in the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. In the abundance of water, the fool is thirsty. So we have so many rivers around us, but common water to drink in our house is a problem. Because the creativity and the minds of what we need to employ to bring that water from point A to point B so that it can be drinkable, we don't have that. This is where Africa is suffering from, and the youth are realizing that something is not right because this turns into magic. This turns into this, and it comes from Africa, but Africa doesn't seem to have a way to produce it. So going forward, I've given you the scenario already that the entire continent have resources almost everywhere. There's no need to crash the system to create unemployment, but rather find a way to generate or to create jobs out of that system so that the youth in that area or in that region does not look like they have nothing else to do. When that happens, we have a problem. Because if you want to control people, you have to give them something to do. If you leave them, they have too much time in their hands and they become very dangerous to the state. Stop the game. The game of somebody wanting more to control the resources is not going to work. The sharing system must happen. Even if you have companies that are coming into the township to come and do mining, they need laws. They need certain fundamental laws that this can be done here, this can be done here, this can be done here, so that it employs, so that it takes a workforce, you know. But you don't expect that. Look, man, if you go to every mineral town, what do you see over there? You see poverty in that town. You see poverty in the town. So either no good roads, no good hospitals. Almost every basic necessity in that town is in a deplorable state. But that is the town that they talk about, that it has gold, it has diamond, it has bauxite, it has manganese. Africa, wake up. We are not going to war anymore with minerals. If anybody tell you that any country is ready to go to war again with minerals, Africa is not ready anymore. Africa must be ready to create jobs out of the minerals and the resources we have. Africa must be engaging in discussions where commodities are being processed over here, where raw materials are being kept over here and being changed to the next level, where jobs are being created on the continent with the things we have. That is the war that Africans need to go for. The war that Africa needs to go for is a job creation war. But the youth must be ready, because there's something also lingering in the air. There is a pattern of lifestyle that the youth has developed now, where that lifestyle is a laissez-faire attitude, a bit lazy, not wanting to do anything. But it has also come from the system where things have not been structured properly, so they've had it easy by not doing anything. So more youth don't want to work either. They are looking for easy way out. But the more we talk about job creation, the more we want our youth to be ready to work. Because whatever we do here as work is the same thing other people do in their country as work. But what they do is they put more energy, more dedication into that work. So when you go into their country look very beautiful. Not because it was any miracle. It was getting up from 8, go to work, come back home 5 o'clock. That is what they do. So when we say we want to create jobs, the mindset of the youth must be ready to accept the jobs before we can go on. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, anywhere you are. Freedom Nation Builders, we're coming up with solution. We're moving Ghana forward. One Ghana, one Africa, one win.